What is up, boys? My name is Berate, and welcome back to another video. Now, recently in my Discord, I opened up a Q&A section where I will answer questions that you send in the Discord server, and I will make a video about them. And today, there was quite a few questions that wouldn't really fit to have a full video on, so I'm going to just make this one singular video to cover all of the questions in one video that I don't think deserve an entire video, either because the questions are very general and could take a quick answer, or because people have already made videos on it in the past and I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. So without further ado, like, subscribe, join the Discord server for free VOD reviews, and also if you want to submit a question or a clip for yourself, let's go. Alright, first question here coming in from Kritsu. This is a guy that I've done a VOD review for in the past. I'm pretty sure he was a Phoenix player. I'm planning on making a video on his VOD in a bit, but he asks, "Hey Berate, how do I carry in lower ranked lobbies? I find it easier to play in plat lobbies, but I just can't hit shots while playing with silvers and low golds. I'm not sure if I'm just inconsistent or if there's something wrong with me." Now, this question is quite complicated, so I will try to explain it the best I can. When you are in lower ranks, people are most likely not playing proper Valorant. And because I assume that you've watched my content and like people's contents like Woohoojin or other very prominent coaches and very prominent players, I would assume that you have a very fundamental understanding of the game of Valorant to a point where you think too much in your games. And that is working perfectly for you in those higher lobbies where people aren't necessarily good players, but they're not making the simple or quote-unquote weird mistakes that people in low elo make. So that is why when people submit VODs to me who are under gold, the only advice I can give them is to insta-lock Reyna and hard focus on your aim. One, because if you are in those lower ranks, more often than not, your mechanics are the thing that's holding you back, but also it's for the reason that in those lower ranks, you can have a very, very high level understanding of the game, but it's just not gonna work because people are playing a completely different game in those lobbies because either they don't understand the optimal way to play things, or they're just outright weird or just trying to have fun in ranked instead of playing seriously. And that results in a lot of confusion, and in a lot of situations you just need to out-aim them or out-mechanic them. That's another reason why if you see someone smurfing in a lower rank, so say someone who is immortal is playing in a silver lobby, you will not be seeing them play proper Valorant. Oftentimes they're just going to be running it down and out-aiming people. Also, same thing if someone has cheats enabled. Say someone has aim hacks and wall hacks. They're not going to be worried about playing proper Valorant because they know that they can just out-aim everyone. And Woohoojin said it best. You can outplay Curry all you want, but he's just going to click your head. So that's the same thing in lower ranks. You can outplay them all you want, but if your mechanics aren't up to snuff, or if you're focusing too hard on your strategy, you're just going to be punished for it. So that's really the best way that I could answer that question, is if you're stuck playing in those lobbies, just lock Reyna and hard focus on your aim, hard focus on your movement, hard focus crosshair placement, hard focus mechanics, and leave strategy for when you hit at least gold. All right. We got a question here coming in from Mr. right here. PRX and Loud. Yep, beautiful. Love Paper X. I'm a Sentinels fan myself, but I love me some Paper X gameplay. Very, very good. So we have from Mr. What is the most underrated agent for each role for ranked? And I'll answer this question very, very quickly. The most underrated Sentinel by far is Deadlock. Deadlock has a very, very steep learning curve, and if you want to learn how to play Deadlock effectively, what you want to do is you want to search up this guy on YouTube. His name is Boney. Boney is the #1 Deadlock main in the world, most likely, and all of his videos, he has so many phenomenal breakdowns lineup guides for Deadlock, and he can show you how to carry your ranked matches on Deadlock. If you want an underrated Sentinel that's an off-meta pick, an offbeat pick, 100% go for Deadlock, and that's who I'd watch for Deadlock. As far as underrated duelists go, I would definitely say that Neon is one of the most underrated duelists. So I'm gonna go Grumpy on Val here, but I'm also going to search up Temet as well. Grumpy on Val and Temet are the two Neon players that you'd want to watch, but don't watch just their highlights. Their highlights are just highlights. What you'd want to do is you'd want to go to their Twitch channels and watch their VODs and watch how they play it. Again, if you are good at Neon, especially in any rank, I would say below very, very high Radiant, where it is super easy to counter Neon, but in any rank below that, where there's not that much coordination, and let's be honest, you're not getting that much coordination in ranked, if you are very, very good at Neon, you're dang near uncounterable. Neon is such a good character, but watch Grumpy, watch Temet. Definitely I would say watch Shiro as well, but he doesn't play that much Neon anymore, so I would just stick to watching Grumpy and Temet. They have guides. Grumpy has probably, if not the best Neon movement guide, like on YouTube, and then Temet has a very, very good general Neon guides as well. He has multiple Neon guides. Watch them 100%. That's the most underrated duelist in my opinion. As far as underrated initiators, I would say Gecko is definitely a very underrated initiator, seconded by KO. If you want some very, very good KO guides and Gecko guides, or just any Flash Initiator in general, I would say to watch this guy named Fake Ananas. He's been featured on Woohoojin's channel very, very, very often, but definitely watch his KO guides, watch his Flash Initiator guides, and if you want to learn how to play KO and Gecko, definitely watch this guy, Fake Ananas. He is absolutely phenomenal. And as far as underrated controllers, definitely an underrated controller is not really a singular controller, but two controllers. And I'm going to say Viper for this one. Now, Viper, and I'm going to make this extremely clear, Viper is a horrible agent. And I'm gonna zoom in for this one. You get to see Berate straight up in your face telling you Viper is not good solo. Notice the last word there, solo. Viper is a phenomenal agent when paired with another controller like Astra, Omen, and Harbor. And the reason for that is Viper cannot do situational smokes. I'll say that again for the people in the back because this is very important. Viper cannot do situational smokes and be effective. Perfect example for this is the vent smoke on Haven. Sorry, the vent smoke on Split, I mean. What kind of Radiant am I? Don't even know the names of the maps. Anyway, so imagine that you're trying to push mid on Split, and you need a vent smoke. And if you're playing Omen, if you're playing Omen, Harbor, Astra, you can just throw a vent smoke and not worry about it, and then you have your replenishable utility to actually throw smokes when you're ready to hit site. If you're playing Viper, you have to invest 1/4 of your kit to throwing a smoke into vents that 9 times out of 10 you are not going to be able to pick up that smoke and use it for, say, post plant. You can't use it if you're going to smoke off CT. Can't use it for any one ways for the bomb. It's not very good as a solo controller. But Viper is absolutely phenomenal if it's paired with another controller like Omen, because then all Omen has to worry about is smoking site, smoking vents, and the situational smokes that he can play in, either throwing a smoke on himself for a judge or throwing a site smoke to split up the site on a retake. Whatever, leave the situational smokes to Omen and then leave Viper as her smokes to lock down sites, to throw fakes, and there's just a ton of utility there. But as a solo controller, Viper is the worst controller, nay, the worst agent in the game. I would rather have an ISO on my team than a Viper, and I'm not even exaggerating. But if I have an Omen and a Viper, That is the most underrated pick for controllers, in my professional opinion. And the final question here is coming in from Kritsu again. How to not get tilted from big loss streaks. Now, there are two solutions that I have for this, and I will say both of them here. Number one, stop caring. You have to realize that your rank and your loss streaks are just pixels on a screen. A digital number attached to a PNG that in any realm outside of the Valorant space means absolutely nothing. Does not define your worth, does not define your intelligence, does not even define how good you are at Valorant. Because we all know that the most cracked players have had loss streaks. I'm sure Tens has been on a 10-game loss streak before. But what he does is he just shakes it off and he keeps going because he stops caring. But if you want a more practical way to not get tilted from your loss streaks, here's what you do. If you want the most practical way to stop tilting from your loss streaks is track your progress on a weekly basis. As Valorant players, what we like to do is we like to track our progress on a daily basis. Say we start the day at Silver 2 26 RR. You lose 2 games and you D-rank back to Silver 1, and then you win 1 game, and then you're back at Silver 196 RR. You'll look at that and say, dang, I'm negative today. I suck. I'm horrible. I'm so tilted. I'm never playing this game again. You take a week break, blah, blah, blah. You lose all your skill, and then you're back to bronze by next Tuesday. But if you look at it on a weekly basis, so say on day 1, you won 2, lost 2. On day 2, you won 3 and then lost 2. On day 4, you only played 1 game, but you won. And so on and so forth. If you track your progress on a weekly basis and stop caring about the daily basis, you'll get a much larger picture of your overall improvement. And this will not only show you if you actually are improving at the game or not, or if you're just going down, and then you'll know what to fix. Because if you look at it big picture, then you are a lot less likely to tilt over something that really has no consequence. Because we as Valorant players put a lot of value in our rank. Like, I'm sure the only reason that half of you guys listen to me is because I hit Radiant. But at the end of the day, it's just a PNG attached to a virtual number that we assign a lot of value to. So the way to stop getting tilted from big loss streaks is just to realize that it's just a number on a screen and it doesn't actually define how good you are as a Valorant player. But also track your progress on weekly, maybe even monthly basis. Don't track your progress on day-to-day or match-to-match basis. And that is all of the questions that were submitted. I would like to thank all of you so much for watching this video. A slightly different video than what I'm used to, but I'm planning on making a series out of this. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask me that I will put in a video, be sure to drop them in my Discord server down below. I have a whole channel in there called Ask Berate, where you can drop mental related questions, just general Valorant related questions, or non-Valorant related questions. If you have any questions about me or anything, of course, I'm not going to give you my social security number, but like any questions about me, pretty much an open book there, unless it's like something that I've already stated that I'm not going to be sharing. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, subscribe, share this with one of your friends that you think could benefit from any of the questions that I answered in this video. And yeah, I will be seeing all of you in the next one. Good luck on the climb, gamers. Arrivederci.